What's up, y'all? Welcome. Oh, I see we got Heat in the chat. Thank you. And we have Horror Collector Fiend. What is up, y'all?
What's going on, gang?
It's our horror edition because, y'all, it is October. It is exciting. And why not add a little bit of Halloween, a little something I considered more fake blood, but I'm not going to lie, guys. I am still wearing the remnants of even the thumbnail today. And I don't want to look like I had some weird accident for the next month. So have lowered on that vibe. But
well, people think you're clumsy. They probably think you just tripped and fell. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. I'm a little airheaded sometimes, but hopefully we'll have some more Halloween-like lives through the PTC as we get closer to Halloween, because we will have our weekly lives still. So, and I don't even know who's next week. I don't know what's happening.
Well, you were supposed to be next week, but you switched this week. So
yeah, I know it was me, but now I'm here because
it was going to be Chase, and then it was you. And so I don't know. Maybe Chase will switch next week. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's chaos. We don't schedule anything. Okay, let's be honest. All right.
No, we're not organized at all. But that's why you have to subscribe to all of us and hit those notification bells and pay attention. We'll surprise you at random. So what do you want to do first? Do we want to show off some pops? Do we want to talk about our movies first? What are you in the mood for, Barbarian?
I'm whatever turns your crank. I mean, I've got some pops here. I've got some information here. So I've got it all going on. On this end. So whatever
you
have
all the things. Well, how about we start with some of our favorite horror movies? Now, mind you, if you don't have any favorite, I also had told everybody in the chat that we can either do top horror movies or just the last 5 you've seen if you hate all of them, so you don't have to have a favorite. So whatever you came up with, what was your list?
Well, first of all, let me say this. Horror movies scare me. As you can imagine, I don't really understand them. Like, people go in there with the idea, I want to be scared and I don't want to sleep tonight or something. I don't know. I have plenty of hard time sleeping normally anyway. So I'm not a huge horror fan. So some of these may be a little old. And I don't even know why I watch these, quite frankly, because they scared me.
I love old horror movies.
Yeah. Well, anyway. All right. So I'll start with mine. They're kind of in order, but kind of not. I'll go in reverse order. Number 5, Gremlins. Okay, it's not really a scary movie, but when I was a kid, I mean, it was scary. It freaked me out. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't eat after midnight for a long, long time. I shouldn't eat after midnight anyway. So it all.
You're like, and I still don't. That's okay.
Yes,
that's
I could turn into a green monster if I ate after midnight. So I still might. So I do have a Gremlins pop, though. I didn't bring it. I was gonna bring that, but I forgot that. I have the cool 3D, the one with the 3D glasses. That's a fun
one. Yeah. My favorite one's the flocked one, which we used to own and then don't have it anymore.
You're talking about Gizmo? You got a Gizmo pop?
Yeah, the flocked one, the old one.
Oh yeah, I never.
That one's pricey now.
Oh, is it? Oh well, sometimes you never know how those turn out. So, do you want me to go through them, or you're gonna go back and forth? Huh?
That is a really good movie. Like, even my daughter's obsessed with the Gremlin series. They're good.
There's some people that think Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Did you know that? Because it takes place at Christmas time, so you could sort of.
And one of them,
Yeah.
There you go. I can see that. Sure, why not?
So, do you want me to go through, or we're going to go back and forth?
Whatever you want to do, but if you want to go back and forth, honestly, Gremlins is also on my list because, again, I agree with you. It's a little more on the kind of playful, cute side of horror. But it technically is on the list of, I don't know, horror movies over time. I don't know what the hell category, subcategory they want to put that in. But it does fit. It does make sense. But no, I absolutely love it. And Gizmo is cute as hell, okay? I don't care who you are. It is adorable. And I even enjoyed the second one where it was totally ridiculous and they had spider gremlins and dancing gremlins.
They made a lot of cool pops out of that second one, that's for sure. I mean,
the second one cracked me up because it really was like that Key and Peele skit where they were talking about the development of Gremlins 2, and they were joking about how people would just throw out random ideas and they're like, yes, put it in the movie. And it was totally ridiculous, but
it did get very ridiculous.
That one.
It absolutely did. So all right. So are you going to go, or you went?
By the way, I totally agree with see, I just don't like it when kids are ever the subject of harm per se. there are lines where it makes me less comfortable. So I understand that feeling.
But most of them have kids in some form, right?
Yeah, in some sense. I think it's just more like, for instance, Freddy Krueger. He is not one of my favorites just because when he was living, his main target was little girls, you know, like, or young kids. And to me, I'm like, there's something about, I can't just be like excited to watch a horror movie about someone that literally tortured and hurt kids as who they were as a person.
Right.
Like, I get they're supposed to be, obviously, these are bad people. You know what I mean? But if the main target was kids, I'm like, I just can't. I just can't do it.
Like that Children of the Corn thing. Did you ever see that? I never saw that.
See, but if it's creepy kids, I don't mind the kids being creepy. I just don't want creepy adults hurting kids. So
I think creepy kids are scarier though. Like,
totally fine.
I was driving down the road. I kind of like living the
little demon kids. That's
and there were two kids standing in like a little cornfield, and like their I don't know, mother or grandmother was taking a picture. It freaked me out. I don't know. It was daytime. It wasn't. It shouldn't have. They were just taking a picture, but I just thought it was weird and creepy. So I'm glad it didn't happen at night. It would have frightened the hell out of me.
Right? You're like, and then I had nightmares.
That's right.
No, I totally feel you on that. See, but that's one where you just plan not to sleep alone. See, you have your wife. So it's just like, honey, you definitely
she's
not
scarier,
having to sleep on the couch.
She's scarier than the movies because she talks in her sleep, and it's the most frightening crap you ever heard in your life. She'll be she's chanting in her sleep. I swear to God, it freaks me out. Oh my God. Once she starts doing that, I'm done for the night. No more sleep. That's it. So I know people think I'm kidding. I swear to God, I've got to get a video of this thing. I swear.
No, I believe you. I really do believe you. 100%. I've been in rooms with people that do all kinds of stuff in their sleep. Everything from talking to yelling to full-blown, just saying, to farting. I've heard all the things that people do in their sleep. Okay. So I'm like, I believe you. I totally believe you. All right. So what is your next horror movie?
The next from the bottom is Silence of the Lambs. I found this incredibly frightening. Incredibly. And I was trying to remember when it was, but I've seen it several times. I don't know why, because it's
no, that was an 91. I think it was 91.
So I would have been 16 when I first saw it. And yeah, that was plenty scary enough for me. I don't know why I watched it, you know.
Can you like stop reading my mind right now? Are we twinning? Because I freaking love that movie. It is actually one of my absolute favorite movies. I have the non-bloody version of the original Hannibal over here. Yeah. Like, love that movie. But I also enjoy a level of psychological horror, which I believe that kind of fits within, and all kinds of weird horror movies.
Well, it's kind of a mystery too, right? It's a mystery. Yes. It was a horror, and so it was cool. But I don't know that I need to watch it again. I saw it.
There's an intelligence to it, if that makes sense. And I enjoy that, you know, something to kind of think about, an intelligent person making choices that aren't just total rampaging and random nonsense.
Hannibal was
I
pretty
like it
good
when
too.
things feel like they have a purpose, if that makes sense. Like it's not random. Yeah, I don't want just random gore for no reason with no logic. I like weird logic. And that's one that there's weird logic. I dig it.
Well, there's some logic. I don't know what it is. Actually,
so much. No, I absolutely adore that movie. And I love all of that. Like, I also love the series they made, the Hannibal series on Netflix, which some of y'all, if y'all saw me get my Bloody Hannibal from James Cedar,
that was cool.
I was about drooling over that pop. Like, I love that show so much. So
I have the regular one of that one, but I don't have the bloody one.
Yes, I have both of them. I have the regular one over here, but anyway, that is one of my absolute favorite series too. So you have definitely hit a nail on the head with that one for me.
I got a cool, my favorite Hannibal pop that I have is the one where he's strapped to the gurney.
Yeah.
He's got the mask on. That's a cool one.
I'm not going to lie. I almost did an edit of myself like that, but then I was like, this is too weird, Lori. Like, stop. Like,
well, I for my birthday, because I got it for my birthday a couple years ago or something like that. And my wife likes to put me in the thumbnails, and she's got me in there. So I've got the mask on and I'm strapped to the gurney. So that was fun.
Perfect.
She did a fun one. She did a good job.
There's a new movie. It's actually, by the way, this is funny you're on here. Barbarian is the name of a new horror movie that just came out.
I know. I'm working on a little video to try to make it into something, but I haven't been able. JKL is really good at that stuff. I'm not good at that stuff.
Well, I immediately was like, oh my God, you have your own movie now.
I know. I'm saying I need to
totally not what you'd expect. Okay. Yeah. No, guys, he's not in it. Okay. It's not funny.
No.
But that one kind of gave me Hills Have Eyes vibes. Like, and if anybody's seen it, you'll probably know what I'm talking about. But like, just the way they kind of handle part of it, it's very similar feel to me.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. Maybe I have.
Maybe. I'm like slowly like getting distracted with the chat. I'm like, oh my God.
It's all good.
Recent horror movies, Terrifier rules the killing floor and is number 1 on my list. Prove me wrong. Terrifier was one that had a very creative kill. I think Jassy actually had mentioned a kill on that one where a woman is like cut in half, but she's hanging upside down. And I mean, just use your imagination. So she's cut down this way.
Right.
But what's crazy is that actually you can find that in like old timey, like art, you know, like back in the day where they have like the torture little arts and things. Anyway, that actually was not an original idea, but it's kind of cool. They took something that obviously is nightmarish through artistic history. We'll say it that way. So anyway, that was definitely a memorable scene that they did well. Definitely had some shock factor.
Yeah, I guess I missed that one. I must have missed that one.
Leprechaun movies, can't forget them. They are something else, and by something else, I mean.
Did you like those? They look so silly. I was like,
they are. They're kind of garbage. I mean, great. No, they just feel like an older movie. Like to me, they make me think of a lot of like 80s horror where it's all a little ridiculous. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of bad, but you like it because it's bad.
Yeah.
I know. Look how cool I am. George Lucas has joined me, guys. I have finally made it as a channel.
Young George Lucas. Now, come on.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's not get crazy. Don't treat me that shit.
That is so funny. All right, what is the next one on your list? And let's see if we match again, because that would be hilarious. Right now,
here we go. Okay, this one probably is number 3. The Shining. The Shining. I mean, it's of course, I'm sure it's on a lot of people's list. But here's
did you cheat? Did you come over and read my list?
Well, there's where we may differ. To be honest with you, I like the TV version better than I like the movie version. I thought it was cool. It was with the guy from Wings. What was that TV show?
Give me line on names.
Yeah. Anyway, but I thought the TV version, which was supposedly closer to the book than the movie, I thought it was cool. I thought it was really cool. I like the way they did it.
I'm throwing things. Hey, we have twinsies though too on that.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I when I get to the pops, I was gonna show off. There he is. That was one of the pops I was gonna.
Twins. No, that I agree. So why is there any particular reason you really enjoy that movie or no?
No, I mean, there's parts that are scary. The twins really freaked me out. Those little twin girls. I don't know what it is about you'd think 2 little twin girls. It's just like, oh, they're little.
No, kids girls. Can be way creepy.
Yeah, you really freaked me out. That I didn't like. And then of course that lady in the room really freaked me out as well. But I just thought it was interesting. I thought it was like I said, psychologically thrilling. Those are the ones that are more interesting to me than just gory movies.
Oh, same. I love psychological horror. I love weird movies like A24, even though there's times where I'm like, what did I just watch?
What is it? A24? No,
yeah, they make movies. So A24 Studio, like they just came out with the movie X and they did the movie Pearl. They did Midsommar, Lamb. I don't know. They've done a lot of movies, but most of their movies, you're going to leave and be like, what the F? Okay. Like you're going to feel that way.
Right.
But it's just like thought provoking, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't know, but I love psychological horror. So I am like totally on page with The Shining. That was 1980. That is definitely a classic movie. I absolutely love that one. And
you're saying this was on your list also, or no?
Yeah, like I'm like literally not kidding. Hold on, so I don't like
these two. The other ones probably
show you after, but no, here
we'll probably diverge after this. So it's
like. No, it's The Shining. Look, it was the top of my list there.
Oh, it was the top. Okay.
Now, mind you, there was no order to this because I'm not an organized human being.
I like to put things in order.
Favorites, but I love that movie. I've always loved that movie. I think that was cast so well too, by the way. Like everybody in that, I think, did an amazing job. What was this? Oh, Hereditary. Yeah, see, Hereditary. That's also A24. Exactly. Most of those movies, you're like, what the hell just happened? Like that's usually your initial reaction. And then you have to be like, what is going on? And sometimes you'll never know, and other times you do. But anyway, they're more, I guess it's almost more artsy horror, you know?
I see.
Anyway, like the new Pearl movie, Pearl, if I can talk, movie. That one made me think of like if Shirley Temple were to become a serial killer. That's the vibe I got through that movie, which you're like, what just happened? But it's entertaining. Like, I don't know what else to say, but anyway.
It's very weird.
That was my immediate thought, though. I was like, Shirley Temple has become a serial killer, and here's the movie of her life. What is up, Elle?
He's wandering around the streets, I assume.
Heading home on the train.
Okay. Great.
All right. So we are right now 3 for 3.
I don't think we're going to be 3 for 3 after these two. I didn't really.
We'll still be 3 for 3, technically. We just may not get to 4.
We probably won't get to 4, probably.
Okay, then go. Next one. I got to know.
Number 4, Blair Witch Project.
Yeah, no, you lost me on that one. Fail.
You didn't like it?
Well, it was just, I hate the filming style. Now, mind you, there's some technically decent movies filmed that way, but it bugs me the whole freaking time I'm watching it. I'm just like, I'm gonna be sick watching all this like spastic and boogers.
Well, it was, I mean, were you around?
I do not like that point of view.
I don't know when it happened. Were you around when it first came out? Did you watch it when it first came out? Because it wasn't just about the movie, because the movie, when you think about it, wasn't that great. If you watch it, it's not great. But the whole idea was that they had convinced people, including dumb people like myself, that this actually happened. It was real. Like they told everyone they found these reels underneath the house, and this happened, and it was all real. And that's what totally freaked me out. And people were just all in on this movie. And so I just thought, to me, that was really a cool thing. So it made it a kind of a cool effect. Like I said, the movie itself doesn't really hold up. It's kind of a C- movie.
I'm not gonna lie.
I just thought it was a cool thing.
Style. That's the only reason I'm like, F this movie. I hate how those are filmed. And like I said, I've seen other movies.
It's a documentary style.
Bad. I just don't enjoy watching them. I'm that way with though too. Or how good, I can't watch it. I'm like, this looks like trash, and I just will not. Like, I can't help it. But yeah, that filming style, not my thing. Now, funny thing about the Blair Witch, though, my sister, who's been on with us before, she actually did a parody of it when we were young. Like she was, I think, in high school, and I'm younger than her. And we all did like a little filming project in our backyard. We had like an old barn. I don't even remember how it turned out, what was going on. But that's just, anytime I hear that, I just remember her having a little film project, playing around with that movie, which is hilarious to me. I'm like,
it's like those
that was somewhere I could find just to like watch it and be like, what is happening?
It's like the Wayman's brothers, how they would do these little parodies of various scary movies and stuff like that. And it was funny because one of the Wayman's brothers is doing a parody of that thing, and he's running through the woods, and he's like, "I'm so scared," and you're looking up his nose, and there's like snot bubbles, and it's
I saw that. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
that's funny. But yeah, I just thought it was cool. Like I said, it wasn't a great movie because I'm not really into scary movies that much anyway. So I just thought it was a cool effect. So,
George Lucas, welcome. Oh, you get another welcome.
I got another welcome. I was in Disney World a couple times, and people there said, "Hey, you look just like George Lucas." I get it a lot. Don't worry.
So, you're like, thank you. I appreciate that.
I told him I want his bank account. I might look like him, but as long as if I could get his bank account, would be in great shape.
I know. You just need to go to his bank and be like, obviously, it's me, guys. I lost all of my information. I have amnesia, but please let me in. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be like, we totally believe you, sir. Totally. All right. So I have a different one then, since we have finally not matched on this.
Right.
So I'm going to go with one that I don't think probably many people would, but the Babadook. Have you even heard of it?
I have not.
The Babadook. At chat, y'all can tell me if y'all have seen it or heard of it. But Babadook, I don't even remember when this came out. I saw this years ago. Like, it's not super old. But the reason I like this one is it also was one of the psychological horrors, if that makes sense, because they basically took a concept or an issue, like a mental health type thing, and they turn this into a scary reality of if it was taking on into like a paranormal form, if that makes sense. But I don't want to say too much, because if people want to watch it, run it.
Is it a new movie or is it an old movie?
Well, I guess you're right. It's older. Screw it. If you haven't seen it, sucks balls. Okay, guys?
If it's 10 years old, then people aren't going to watch it.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know. I feel like it was, oh my God, where did you go? There you go. My computer just went. Anyway, it really was a twist on postpartum depression, which most people are like, oh my God, that was a movie. But you wouldn't know it watching the movie, if that makes sense. Like, it was a scary movie with a scary presence, but it's kind of an interesting storytelling around that. So I love that it was taking like an actual thing that people deal with, but the movie, without it being blatantly talking about that, just made this like monstrous type of thing. And it was just so interesting. So anyway, I enjoyed it. But if anybody has watched it or does watch it, knowing that information, see how that clicks in your brain, because I didn't even realize that. I had to like look in the movie. I was like, what is happening here? But anyway, super interesting. And again, it's got like a psych element, which I love. So anyway, the Babadook is on my list. Definitely a little freaky. Who is saying
it's got a really bad name?
What is happening in our chat?
I don't know. I saw that. I was like, that's a weird. I don't know.
I don't know what's happening.
I think. I don't like the name. Sounds really bad. I mean, couldn't they have done better with the name? Was it Marmaduke? Isn't that a big dog or something? I thought it was like a really big dog cartoon or something. Marmaduke.
I'm like, let me see. Babadook. But again, I just love it because, like I said, it was like psych related, which I'm like, how cool.
Yeah, my wife has this thing where she'll try to get me to watch movies, and I told her if it's got a name that I don't like, I won't watch it. I don't like bad named movies. Barbara.
Yeah, it was wild.
Interesting. Strange.
I like his idea. Like, go ahead and just get some autographs, make some money, whatever. You could just be a professional impersonator. People make money at that all the time.
They also go to prison for that all the time, too.
No, but that can be a formal thing, though. Just tell them you're an impersonator, So it's like, But I'll sign.
Yeah, a lot of people in prison say that. It doesn't work out.
Professional impersonator.
Yeah.
What is up? Let's see. I'm like, what is happening on here? Yeah, they were separated at birth. We're all aware. Like,
you do realize people are comparing me to someone who's 20 years older than me. That's not that flattering. It sounds flattering.
Well, that doesn't mean they know what he currently looks like. Maybe they're remembering him from 20 years ago.
A lot like me. I've seen pictures. I mean, he looks older, but still.
Just saying. I was like, I said suck balls. I was like, what happened?
Oh.
That's why I said it earlier. Haha, I knew that. I'm aware of what comes out of my mouth. What is up, TechBot? Oh, he's even correcting me as I'm not paying attention. He's like, you totally said it. I recall now. That's me like running my mouth and not thinking about it. See, $20 as an impersonator. Say happy birthday. May the force be with you. I dig it.
Happy birthday. May the force be with you. And send me 20 so you can put a 20 right in my PayPal. How's that?
Perfect. We have now figured out your next career. So if you ever want to retire,
or a career, you know what I mean? Next, just a career.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You can just add it on now. You don't even have to retire first.
Sure. There you go.
Is he eating Cheetos? But I do like the graphics he made of you eating Cheetos. Those are pretty awesome.
Yeah, he did a good job.
Or there you go.
OnlyFans. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Smashing bananas with his feet. Somebody probably would pay for that.
You think so?
All right. Yeah, totally. People pay for anything.
Seems off script. It seems off, you know what I mean? Maybe if they had like Chewbacca feet or something like that. Chewbacca feet, George Lucas squashing bananas. That's something. That's a thing.
Because that goes with our chaos, TechBot. No one's organized in our group. Have you met any of us? Come on now.
You can have chaos with two people. Come on.
We can have chaos with one of us, okay?
That's true. That's right. There it is.
The more JKL will be here shortly. A little more dramatic. Okay, Barbarian, what is the last one on your list?
The last one is Sixth Sense. Sixth Sense. It freaked me out. I didn't like that boy saw dead people. I don't know why he did. And then, of course, the big twist at the end. Spoiler alert! It was what's his name was dead. But I, you know what the scariest part for me was not seeing the dead people, but the thing where the little girl and her mother was poisoning her. I don't know,
yeah.
I wouldn't eat soup for a long time after that. Yeah, my mother would bring me soup. I was like, I'll pass.
You're like, now I know what you're doing, witchy woman. Thought you were being nice to me. I know better because I
that
watched
Campbell's
the
soup tasted funny, and I always
that
thought it
movie
tasted
let
funny.
me know you're really killing me slowly. No, it's totally crazy because like that's really happened to people. Totally nuts.
Sure it did. Yeah, that I'm waiting for the sequel to come out, Fifth Sense. You know what I mean, where it's just about smells. So yeah,
it might be a good one. I could maybe watch that, at least try it.
It's a smelly movie.
As far as I know, Tech, he still does not have power.
No, I think he got. I heard he got power, but he didn't get internet.
Oh, did he? Because I know they were using a generator.
There was some messaging back today, and he said, "Oh, I got power, but I didn't get. I didn't get internet." So I think today he got power. I think after 7 days, been.
Oh yeah, that's what he's saying too.
Yeah.
Good. And Tech, from what I understand, it seemed like y'all were doing okay. I hadn't heard anything that made me think y'all weren't.
Well, his hair was messed up. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
Up his hair.
I did. I watched.
I would have been all the pieces of it messed up this quaff. You know what I mean? So I can't have that.
Yeah, the hurricane wasn't powerful enough for your hair. We know.
That's true. I got a lot of gel in there. A mousse.
I was gonna say I would totally be having an afro for sure. I'm trying to think which one didn't. Well, real quick, did you have any honorable mention movies?
No, I had a hard time coming up with these 5 because I don't like scary movies. The next one on my list was going to be, I scratched out Alien because I didn't even really know if people would consider that a scary movie. It scared me. So, but I don't know. It's kind of not really. It's more of an action adventure than a scary movie.
Yeah.
But that was probably the only other one that I was sort of considering. But like I said, I don't watch a lot of scary movies because they scare me, and I'll pass on that. So.
No, I get it. I'm not going to lie. I'm a big tit bag when it comes to scary movies, but I still like watching them, especially the psych ones. But it doesn't mean I'm not just like, oh my God, the whole time. I'm not acting like I'm brave or anything. It's just exciting. Yeah. And Aliens, JKL is right. Or Awesome. He's saying that it's space horror because I know our local theater every year around Halloween, they'll show horror movies. Like they'll have different ones that they'll show, and Aliens has been cycled out forever, so I definitely think that one counts for sure. Definitely. I keep getting so distracted. Oh, and Chase mentioned he may or may not be able to make it on tonight, so we'll see if he's able to.
Yeah, he said
or today or whatever time it is where y'all are. I'm like, it's only like 5:30 where I am, but time zones.
Yeah, it's 6:30. I appreciate you saying Eastern time zone when you said it, because
I do that on purpose because I feel like it's less confusing for everyone else, and then it's going to be correct on my computer because it's going to,
Well, I don't think it's confusing for anyone except for me.
I mean, it would confuse me too. That's why I don't even try. I'm just like, I'm just going to stick with Eastern for everything I say, and everyone else figure it out around that.
That's perfect. I appreciate that. But I've missed I've only missed 2 PTC lives this entire time. I think 2. But one of them was entirely because of time zone. And then once I realized what I meant, I saw it happening and I almost had a heart attack. I was like, people are having fun and I'm not there. That's not
and
cool.
I should be a part of it.
As soon as I tried to get on, it was time for it to end. So I was like, oh, that was sucked. So
yeah, no, I remember that live. I very much do. You're like, I was trying to be there. So for me, my last, I guess, formal part of my list was Evil Dead 2. And I only put Evil Dead 2 because technically I love all the Evil Dead movies. I have several of the pops. I have an Army of Darkness one. I'm like, I don't even know if y'all can see that back here. But I have several of the Ash pops. I love that series. Even the TV show I enjoyed, the movies I enjoyed, they're all, it's like comedy horror stuff. It's all goofy. But anyway, really enjoy those. Now, as far as honorable mentions, I will say most anything that's got a vampire in it, I'm going to watch whether it's good or not because I find them exciting and I love it.
Even the Twilight. Do you like those Twilights?
Fuck no. Okay. No, I'm sorry.
It's got vampires. You said vampires.
Okay. Let me put it this way. Real vampires that aren't in some tweeny crap. Okay. I can't do the pre-tween vibes.
I love that glitter.
I just can't do it. Actual normal vampires. And for anyone that loves Twilight, good for you. we're glad you're wrong. I'm kidding. You're welcome to your opinion, but I just can't get into it. I just can't. I'm sorry. Now maybe
it wasn't meant for you. Or
I can get into a sparkly Batman, like just Batman, but I can't get into a sparkly vampire. I'm sorry. They gotta be a little darker than that.
What about Interview with a Vampire? That was kind of
love it. Love it. Hello, Brad Pitt. What is wrong with you?
I know, but it kind of got as close to Twilight without being Twilight as you can imagine, though. No.
God, no. Those were like different planets. How dare you?
They were handsome vampires. I mean, it was weird. It seemed weird to me. You know what I mean?
No, that is kind of funny because vampires vary a lot in how they make them, everywhere from almost like zombie-ish to like attractive to youthful to monstrous. You know, like they've made a lot of different versions. Like they just did, I think the movie was House of Darkness, watched not too long ago, and that one they didn't even have fangs. They were just biting and drinking blood, but with no fangs. And I was like, that's kind of a new one to me because I don't remember seeing
Seems
that.
Like a lot of chewing. Seems like there'd be a lot of chewing in that circumstance.
Like I was just
eating a tough steak.
I was waiting. I was like, maybe once they start, they come out. But no, it's just like if I had just went and bit somebody, you know, and I'm just like, is this actually a vampire at this point? Because isn't that like
were you a biter as a child? Were you a biter as a child?
Do what?
I said, were you a biter as a child?
I did bite my brother once because he was beating me racing up the stairs and I was mad about it. So I bit him right on the back. And then I felt really bad when I realized I hurt him, but I just wanted to win really bad.
It's not because you were hungry then. Is that what you're saying?
No, okay, not trying to eat any of them. Yeah, I thought that was my favorite, but I do like all of them. Although there is a brand new Evil Dead that they came out that Bruce Campbell is not a part of. Like he now helps produce. Like he's retired from that role.
I was going to say he must be getting pretty old by now. I haven't seen the
one that he's not in, so I don't know about that one. And yeah, that one's Evil Dead 1 was a little more horror than comedy. The other ones get funnier, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they get goofy. What about those Tales from the Crypt? Did you ever watch the Tales from the Crypt series?
I saw some, but I'm not going to lie, without looking at them, I can't like remember what is what, if that makes sense. But I do remember like the creepy host guy. I can't even think what
skeleton.
He's called.
I don't remember his name. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
What is up?
Well, right. I used to watch the couple of probably honorable mentions that I forgot would have been like Creep Show. Did you ever see Creep Show or Creep Show 2?
I feel like I saw the first one. I don't remember a lot of it, but I mean, like, it's one of those that I'm like, I know this.
It's kind of like the Tales from the Crypt. They have like little shorts, right? They're little shorts of different events that happen. And the interesting thing about it is I lived in Maine for many, many years, and really nothing happens in Maine. But Creep Show 2, there's an episode where this guy's driving down the road and someone walks out in front of him and the guy hits him with his car and kills him. And he's got a sign. He's holding a sign and it says Dover. And that's the sign of the place where I lived. So I just thought that was interesting. So he kept coming back to life. He's like, thanks for the ride, mister. Thanks. And they kept running him over and over again. So I just thought it was fun. It was fun.
No, I feel honestly, even that sounds familiar. I've probably seen it. I'm not going to lie. My memory sucks. So I feel like there's a great span of like, I remember some super old classics and I remember some of the more recent ones I've watched. And then there's a big blur somewhere in the middle there, but that's fine.
Well, it's based on like for people who haven't seen it, it's based on the comic Creep Show. And it almost has a comic vibe to it because between things they'll show like a little comic strip. I just thought it was cool.
Yeah, and they had some really cool comic. I can talk real well, guys. Comic covers for those. So yeah, I do know what you're talking about there for sure.
Creep Show.
Definitely. Oh, and another, like thinking of like ones that I was like, what the hell? Another movie that comes to mind, and I don't know if any of y'all have seen this one, but the movie Raw.
I haven't seen it.
Weird. So if you're feeling like you want to watch something a little freaky, a little weird, a little like, what did I just watch? Raw.
Let's see.
Now you know. I almost feel like that one's more like almost bizarre and weird more than like scary, if that makes sense. It's more like, whoa, it's just crazy. The Omen.
The Omen.
There's so many. Like, honestly, I feel like it's hard to keep up with, but that's like movies in general. But yeah, I also am a fan of all the Universal monsters, so I enjoy a lot of that. And even the funny ones, like oh my gosh, what is that? Leslie Nielsen, you know, where they did all the
Dead and Loving It.
Yes, like I loved all those old like comedy horror things. Like that stuff really cracked me up. And then oh my God, what is the other guy? The guy who played Willy Wonka was in one of the
Young Frankenstein. Yeah.
Thank you. Look at your brain. Thank you for bringing
my
that.
brain can do that, but I can't remember what I had for lunch. So there you go.
Yeah, you know, that's okay. I had chicken and rice that took like 2 hours to freaking cook because I got some weird ass rice that doesn't cook quickly. And I was like, sweet God, I'm going to be dead before my meal's complete. But it was fine. Anyway, it was delicious. Just took 12 years.
Well, I made a huge mistake and decided to go to Golden Corral. I don't know why. I hadn't been there in years. I was like, the food's not that bad. And then I ate there. It's not that great. I learned.
You're like, was it really worth that? Like whatever they're charging now?
Yeah,
too much.
It's like it was like $13, $14 for that. But it's everything, every place I go, it's about the same. So it's all good.
Garbage. Yeah. I just cook mostly because it's easier and I can eat more food. And I actually know I'm gonna like how it tastes. So
well, I work an hour and a half from my house, so it's pretty hard for me to get here to eat. So you know
that's where you take it with you.
Yeah, I'm not really one of those lunch kind of travel kind of people. That just doesn't seemed like I'd be back in elementary.
Is it Wilder? Is it Wilder? Was that his last name?
Gene Wilder. Yeah, that's right.
Nice. Did you just say Kazam was scary? Oh my gosh, Bob, you're out of control.
Kazam.
Critters was funny. There are a lot of horror movies like on Spinetix. Sith Lordly and them, they will do like they used to do like a horror ticks, and they would usually do like 80s horror. And some of those movies crack me up because I swear all of them involve some bad graphics at some point, something totally absolutely ridiculous that it's hard to even be scary. And there's always some level of sex or nudity involved, like it's low key, like an excuse for like a little bit of porn mixed with something that's almost scary. And it is so funny. Like I really do enjoy some of those because they're just so bad. It's just like entertaining, if that makes any sense.
People are always showering. People seem to be always showering in a haunted house.
Yes, there's so much showering or like, let's have sex next to this creepy abandoned area where we may not get murdered. Like it's fine.
Right.
Yeah, Critters was crazy. What's up, Andrew? Elle is almost home. All right. Well, do you want to show off some of the collectibles you picked? Because the other thing we were going to do, guys, is we're going to grab some of our horror or Halloween connected pops or even theme pops or whatever. I told people if you got a t-shirt, if you got whatever you want to show off, like I said, I'm thinking pops just because, you know, hashtag pops all around me. But what do you got?
All right. So I grabbed 5 pops. And since we were going on the 5 theme, and they're in a variety of different areas. One of them, the first one I got is, I have a lot of the Marvel Zombie Pop, so I decided to just grab one. This is my favorite Marvel Zombie. It's the Silver Surfer one where he's holding his head. You can sort of see.
Which is dope.
That's the best one. I really do think it's the best one. I like the way they did that one. So that one was pretty cool. So I enjoyed that one. I have a bunch of these. I don't have them all, but I have a bunch of those. So that was
well, you know, I really didn't necessarily care to do a lot of the zombie line, but one that I don't think I have out because I'm like reorganizing. I still have like piles of crap over here and other places. But I really love the zombie Red Skull. Like that is my favorite of that line. I absolutely love that one.
Yeah, it's probably the most valuable of all of the zombie ones, quite frankly.
I mean, it is so cool.
All right, so one we've already shown this is one of the other ones I got, obviously, Jack Torrance, The Chase, and I got it from Lass. That's right. That was very nice of you. And but it's
very nice of you. Thank you for supporting your local Last Ketchum.
I'm sure it went to a good cause. But this is a fun one. I like that one.
That's true.
This one isn't I don't know if it's really considered. I consider it kind of a horror pop. It's Surtur from the Thor movie. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, I love it. I mean, I'm fine. Like if it's got pumpkins or skulls, I'm like, heck yes, get it out, put it somewhere.
It looks like the devil, and it's very cool when you put it under any kind of light. It just really glows, very, very cool. Even though it doesn't say it's a glow, it's just the way that it's.
Well, they have so many that will be like either glow or blacklight reactive or whatever. So it's actually fun just to mess with pops and see what does what. Like Chase will do that sometimes on the morning brew. Well, he'll like show off certain ones, and I'm like, epic. Because some, like I said, they're not listed and they look really good.
Yeah, and some of the ones that they do say do glow don't glow that well at all.
Oh,
So
some
you
of them
really
glow
never
like
know.
shit. There's like nothing. It's like a one little speck over here, and I'm like, is this a glow pop? What is wrong with you?
I'm not a huge fan of the glow pops. I'm a huge fan of the blacklight pops, however.
Oh, no, I like both, but it's exciting. I like anything that's like shiny magically. It's fun.
The only thing about the glow pops is you have to be in a pitch black room and then put a flashlight on it for like 5 minutes. I'm like, what am I doing? I was in there one time in my little closet area where the lights off with the light, and my wife came and opened the door because the freezer is also in there, and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I'm trying to get this thing to glow. And she's like, you've lost your mind. She shut the door and wanted to.
You've lost your mind. You're like, thanks for messing it up, babe. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, now I got to start over. Thanks.
I've been doing this for like hours. Okay. No, I get it. One thing that I've realized on the glow ones is if you use the black light flashlights, it charges so much faster than a normal one. Yeah. I can't remember which pop it was. There was one time that we had that literally you finally just had to put out in the sun. Like it was like, just leave it out there half the day and then finally it would glow. But it was like, does this one have some weird special internal batteries we're not aware of? Because it makes no sense. Why is it this hard to charge this thing? But the black light flashlights work the absolute best with even just the normal glow, I think. So much faster.
All right, another one that I got, and this one I also got from Alas, is Gorn. Now you think, well, that's not a horror, but the reason why I call it horror is Sheldon Cooper, because Big Bang Theory is one of my favorite shows. He would have nightmares about the Gorn repeatedly. So I just thought that was a cool one.
I mean, you're like, it's somebody's nightmare. So
that's right. It was, and he freaked him out. There's no doubt. And my last one that I have, and I have several of this kind of pop, but I always loved Halloween because of Elvira.
Yes.
This is the one where she's in the thing. I have an autographed Elvira too, which is super cool, but I like this particular pose probably the best. And as a young boy, this is how I became a man. All right, so there you go.
Along with so many others.
Right.
No, that's actually the only one I have of her, which I also think is in some random place right now, is the glitter one with the red dress and her holding a heart. And I was like, that is so cool. I love that she's got a heart in her hands. She just had a birthday recently too, I want to say. Like, I can't remember. She must be getting up there.
She must be getting up there.
She is. I want to say, I mean, I don't want to insult the woman, but I feel like it was like 70. Like, I hope I'm right. Or she's going to
There were some pictures of her recently, and she looks still like she's in good shape.
She looks amazing. She looks amazing. I hope I aged that well. Okay. Just saying.
Are you saying you're
obviously I am because I'm 80 at this point. I look a little bit for my age, but
right.
No, she's beautiful. She's absolutely beautiful. So as far as like just a few that I have out, because again, reorganize everything as far as Halloween or horror. So one of the ones I have that was actually a gift from a really good friend of mine, one of my besties, is from the first movie, the Sanderson sisters from Hocus Pocus. So Spirit Halloween, first exclusive of theirs. And I love with the cauldron. I just thought this was a really cool pop.
Yeah, I like that one better than the new one, to be honest.
Yes, actually I do too. With the microphones, I'm like, I prefer this. Yeah, but I'm also somebody that, again, I'm not a completionist. So I like having just like my favorites, and they even have the individual ones, like I want to say with like eating Cheetos or some shit, like whatever. And I'm like, if I'm just going to get one, just have them making their spell, like that's dope. Stop all the extra shit. I don't care.
Yeah, I have the regular ones that I think I got last year.
Yeah, I was like, that's the only one I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she is in her 70s and agreed. She is a total babe. That's total. Right. Absolutely agree. All right, so I have that one. I'm like, they're all, of course, where it's like super convenient to get into them over here. I have my glow leprechaun, which I did a video on. I think the glow on this one looks so sick. So feel free to go check it out if you want to. But anyway, my leprechaun guy, absolutely adore him. Of course, this, I don't really know that you would count it as horror, but I feel like it's like OG villain vibes, which to me counts, is the witch from Snow White.
It's scary. It's very scary. I'm surprised that
got the apple.
I'm surprised more kids don't get really scared by that. That freaked me out.
Oh, Disney movies when I was a kid legit disturbed me as a child. Like, I swear I must have been the most sensitive child on the planet, but I was like, why did there have to be these bad people ruining people's lives? Like, what is wrong? I was so emotionally scarred from Disney. Disney is part of my problems. I'm kidding. I actually enjoyed some of the old movies, but I really was like, oh my God, bad things are happening.
There was a Disney movie when I was a child. I don't remember the name of it. I cannot find it. It's a live action one, and this little girl is looking in the mirror, and she keeps seeing this girl with like a bandage over her eyes or something like that. And a bell had killed her. I don't understand how this, and I don't know why, but it totally freaked me out. I wouldn't look in the mirror for months after this thing was over.
You're like so disturbed. I get it. I can't remember. I think it was. Oh, what was the name of the movie? It wasn't The Ring, but it was the one similar.
Oh yeah, where the person's like walking weirdly.
Yes,
on the floor.
what's the other one? There was The Ring, and then there was another one. Well, whatever that movie was, I remember I was talking to my sister at my mom's old place years ago, and we're like walking through the garage, and I can't remember if we had just seen it the night before or whatever. But I was like walking through, and then all of a sudden there's something. The Grudge, yes, thank you, yes, The Grudge. I didn't really think it was that bad, but then I'm like walking through the garage, and it's like a 3-car garage, and it was all, no, was it 2 or 3? Hell, I don't remember. Anyway, but it was all dark, like the lights weren't on in there, and I swore something moved, and I literally like jumped out of the garage. Like my sister laughed at me so hard because I just like flew out of there, and I was just like, oh my God. She's like, it's not going to get you. It's okay. But I was like, shut up, okay? Freaked me out for a second. But I literally like flew, which I don't move fast ever, okay? So just saying. Definitely had a moment. It freaked me out. What is up, Slush? Welcome. All right. So, and I showed this one off earlier, but of course, got to have that Chase Jack Torrance from The Shining. Absolutely love that movie. It's a classic. Back with Hocus Pocus from the original movie. Got Billy, which I think is super fun. Oh my God, somebody's backstage.
Uh-oh.
What's up?
What's up, peeps?
Hey, fashionably late. Look at that.
Oh,
right
I was
time.
out.
Right on time. Why not?
I had stuff to do. I had to help
Stuff
mom.
to do. We're not doing stuff.
And then,
this isn't stuff. Did I miss something?
I had to help mom. Mom always comes first, bro.
Mom always comes first. I got you.
And then I was in the city, in the New York Comic-Con area, and I was gonna go there, and I said, you know what, just go home. I
would like strangle a stranger if they would allow me to be at New York Comic-Con right now by doing that. Like, I'm so jealous.
I'm not really sure that's what I think that gets you into prison. I'm not sure it would get you into the convention though.
I mean, whatever. It's just like some back alley deals, okay? I'm just saying, I would like black market my way to New York right now if I could get away with it, okay?
You strangle a stranger, steal his ticket, and then go to the con. I mean,
no, in my luck, the ticket would be a fake ticket. You know what I'm saying? I just like, and then I'd get caught for having a fake ticket.
No, that's why you strangle people in costume, because you know they have a ticket to get in. They're not dressing up.
Well, they might have gotten a fake ticket from someone else. They might have bought it on eBay or something.
Nice. Yeah, true. There's people out there selling tickets, I'm sure.
I have like 3 or 4 ashes, but that was just one close. But anyway, there's a few of mine, and I have like my Hannibals. I Bride of Frankenstein. So, I mean, I have several others, and I have some that are put away right now, but those are a few of the ones that I have accessible to me. Horror stuff.
You're freezing. Am I here? Am I messing you up?
No, you're good.
Putting too much strain on your Wi-Fi. Said, no, 3 people, no.
I was like, who knows? Agreed. I love that.
Now, does JKL have any horror ones, or is it just Star Wars at this point? Is it pretty much all just Star Wars at this point?
I have some horror pops, not as many as I used to, because I gave a bunch of them away.
Well, you could use the Emperor. He's scary.
Huge.
He's scary.
It's a horror, but I got Slimer, Ghostbusters.
Oh, Ghostbusters! Yes, love it.
I mean, I don't really consider it a horror movie, but
he's
it's
a ghost.
Horror genre. So.
He's a ghost. But I also said horror / Halloween vibes, and ghosts count.
Yeah, I got my Ripley Aliens.
Nice.
Because you know, that movie scared the crap out of me as a kid. Alien, the first one. Oh man, I couldn't go anywhere because I thought an alien was I couldn't do anything alone.
I didn't want to eat at a diner after that. I was afraid someone would come out on my tongue. You know what I'm saying?
I got Constance Hatchaway from Haunted Mansion.
Which actually is a creepy story, you know, or at least the one they eventually changed it to, you know.
And then, of course, since you mentioned it, I had to bring out Headless Percy. Headless Percy.
Yes, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. I was hoping somebody would at least mention that because it was too perfect. Okay.
Oh, you said it, and I was like, "Oh, I have Headless Percy." When
you got two Percys. You got the other one.
I have two, but this is the Headless.
But the other one doesn't count. It's got to be the murdered one. Okay,
he
was. It's got an autograph on it. That one's worth money. It's autographed by Barbarian. I mean, come on now.
And of course, the horror of all horrors, as far as Barbarian is concerned, Jar Jar Binks.
Oh.
I personally love Jar Jar.
He is a murderer. He single-handedly ruined that movie. He killed it.
Oh, I had to throw that one in there for Barbarian.
Yeah, thank you.
What was the comedy where they made fun of that scene? Was it Spaceballs? Didn't Spaceballs have a scene with the alien
made fun of Jar Jar?
No, with the alien. Yeah, wasn't that in?
Oh yeah,
that
was
at the beginning. Yeah,
got it. I love.
Because they asked, "What did he have?" And they're like, "He had the fish." Oh, I got the fish.
Yeah. That was
yes. Anyway, speaking of,
and that was the actual actor from Alien who did that scene, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, since you've joined us, do you want to share a list of movies? Because we did that already.
Yeah, all my movies are going to be old because I'm not huge on
ours.
Horror.
Were old. We had like 1980s, 1990s. You're good.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say they're old because you were old. Is that what you were saying?
Well, yeah, that too. Okay. But I don't. Horror isn't my favorite genre, and certain horror movies I just can't watch. Anything to do with like the supernatural, it's hard for me to watch because I believe that stuff.
I want to see Smile.
And when you live alone and you start hearing shit creaking in your house, yeah.
No, I get it. I'm such a baby.
And DPJ, by the way, George Lucas did that on purpose to kill the franchise. He didn't want to do any more of the movies. They were making him do those movies. He said, "I'll put something in to kill this franchise," and that was Jar Jar. So just so you know,
that was George Lucas's favorite character. He literally said that.
He was drunk and high at the time.
Oh, so movies. In no particular order, but Alien, number one. That freaked me out as a kid. I love it now, but as a kid, I just couldn't do it. The Exorcist. I've never watched The Exorcist from beginning to the end, and I refuse to. Can't do it. I've seen bits and pieces of it, but can't do it. What movie was that? Somebody mentioned it in the chat earlier. The one Paranormal Activity. Can't watch that movie. No. I watched about halfway through it. I'm like, nope, I'm done. Can't do it. As you can see, that's going to be a running theme.
So you saw half of all of these movies. Eventually, you'll have one you can put all together.
No. Alien, I've watched all of now as an adult, but when I was a kid, I couldn't watch it.
So did you watch these in the theater and run out of the theater, or it was just a video type of situation?
No, I haven't seen any of these in the theater. I don't go to the theater to see scary movies. Actually, that's a lie, because I went and watched the Halloween movies in the theater, the remakes that they're doing now. Like recent stuff like that I can watch. Slasher movies don't scare me, because I feel like I have a fighting chance. But Supernatural, it's like, how do you fight Supernatural? Like, I don't know ancient Latin or spells or something. I can't fight that. So it freaks me out. What other movie? I had another movie in my head when I was coming, but Carrie freaked me out. I don't know if anybody knows Carrie. That's a real old movie. It's not scary now. I remember when I was a kid, it freaked me out. And I don't have any more. I'm trying to think of another good one. You mentioned the Blair Witch earlier. That movie didn't scare me, but the ending freaked me out because when that movie came out, I had a washer dryer in my basement, and my basement was real dark and dingy like the end of that movie, and I used to get freaked out going down there at night.
No more laundry day.
They'd be like go get the clothes off.
Just go buy yourself some new drawers. It's not worth it.
To be around him.
I could only go down there in the daytime. I would never go down there at night. But I'm trying to think of that. Oh, The Blob. Anybody remembers The Blob? Not the 80s one, the one from the 50s or 60s or whatever. That
you really are old. I didn't realize you were that old.
I wasn't alive when it was out now.
You said you saw that in the theater, right? You said you saw that in the theater?
Okay. At the drive-in.
The drive-in, that's right. The drive-in with a horse and buggy. Didn't the horse bother you when you were watching the...
No, the horse was more scared than I was.
I'm sure he was.
Probably. He's like, that's when they were first making moving pictures.
Yeah,
Literally.
yeah. The talkies.
You've never gone to the theater to watch any scary movies? Like I went to a theater. I went on a date one time, and the girl wanted to. Hey, let's go see Gothica. Did you ever see Gothica?
I saw
Not that
Gothica.
it's scary.
I didn't see it in the
I don't
theater,
like
though.
scary movies, and it freaked me out, and I felt so unmanly because I had my hands like this the whole time during the movie. Like that. She's like, that was it. That was pretty much it after that.
Oh my gosh. When I was watching Barbarian, the scary movie, there was a couple that came in and the lady was like, oh, well, there's like no one in the theater. Let's just get wherever we want. And the guy just sat like right here. And I was like, I don't think he didn't want to be by himself. Like you can tell this was a man just trying to please this woman. And he's like, I am being as close to other people as humanly possible. And I was like, whatever you gotta do, man. It's totally fine. Like understood.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I haven't seen a scary movie in the theater in a long time. Like I said, like slasher movies, Friday the 13th, Halloween, Chucky, like those, that stuff doesn't scare me. But any of the real like horror, as far as supernatural things like that, I haven't seen in the theater. I don't watch. I can't do it. I think I get it from my mother. When I was young, I was never that way. But as I got older, I don't know. It just starts to freak me out more and more.
No, I get it. I think paranormal stuff freaks me out more than any of the other stuff. Because again, it's like what's controllable and what's not.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like I said, I like psychological horror absolutely the most, or even thrillers types of horror movies. Like that's the stuff I enjoy the most. But I want to see Smile, which looks freaky to me.
I want to see that. Yeah.
So I may go see that tomorrow. We'll see.
I think the marketing that they're doing is very cool for that. I get a kick out of the thing. Have you seen this stuff where they're at like baseball games and there's this girl, she's got Smile written and she's got this weird look and she's just staring. It is frightening. That is scares the hell out of me. Yeah, because they talk about where it just like it wears their faces and it's just creepy. Yeah, no, I feel like I'm gonna be like, like the whole time. Like I already know me. Like I'm gonna be so like freaked out, but I'm excited about it. Yeah. That's a good kind of freaked out because I'm safe in a theater just watching.
I like that. Right. I actually just saw what's that new movie? Black Phone, I think it's called. With
oh yeah, I heard that wasn't that great, which I was excited when it was coming out, but now I'm like, do I want to watch it? I don't know.
What is it called? Not Black Phone.
I think it's called Black Phone. It's with what's his face? He was just in
Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke, yeah.
Yeah, I heard the ending's just kind of lackluster.
Yeah, it was a pretty. It's a slow build, and it was interesting trying to figure things out. But I kind of figured part of it out before the end, and I was like, oh, this is going to be the end, and it was exactly what I thought. But yeah, the ending is kind of lackluster. They tried to put this twist in there, and I mean, if you figure it out, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I got it. If you don't figure it out, you'll probably be surprised. But yeah, the ending wasn't like super great or like, oh my god, such a good movie. It was like, yeah, it's okay. I mean, if you like horror or that psychological kind of thing, it's a cool movie to watch. But yeah, just don't get your hopes up thinking it's like awesome. It's okay.
Yeah, it's like people have already told me they're like they did not end that well, and it's just like, come on, it's like they just got lazy. They're like, we've built it up enough. It's gonna be done. It's fine. They don't need a good ending.
Yeah. But
all right. So last but not least, so as I like,
did you just put your leg over? I just totally missed that.
I'm literally like I don't have a chair here anymore, so I'm like on this desk. And there's like, I'm literally like the desk like ends like right here. Yeah. And then my computer is on a box. And then I have a light. And then I have a light here. And then a microphone here. And then there's a random bag here. So I had my foot like over here to sit. And then I was trying to work back over without doing some weird karate moves. So anyway, there's just a lot of room here. Okay?
She did an indecent proposal right there. Yeah. No, not indecent proposal. What's the other movie with the chick who crossed her legs and
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct. Yes. There you go. Thank you.
No, I know that movie.
I bet you do.
I remember that one.
I remember that. I became a man twice after that one.
I've actually never saw that movie. I've never seen it.
I've never seen Basic Instinct?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a good movie. It's a quality movie.
I keep randomly like zoning in on chat and forgetting what's happening.
Yeah,
okay.
You have to.
It's exciting. Okay, anyway, so the last thing I want to do is, before on some of the other lives, like Elle's done this before, Barbarian's done this before, where we fit in our group members into certain characters or categories,
Okay.
whatever that may be. But just so we're not on here for the rest of our lives, because I am truly someone that loves eating and I'm getting hungry. We are only going to do the people actively on screen, so it doesn't take us 12 years. So, guys, what I'm going to do is you're going to have us 3 written down, and you're going to pick out of 7 characters which ones you think fits us 3 the best. Okay. And again, that's just for time, because originally I was like, we're going to do everybody, but I'm like, I want to eat sooner than that, so we're not. Okay. So blame me wanting to eat. Okay. But here are your choices. So, guys, in the chat, y'all can do that just for us 3. You can do it for all the Pop the Chaos members if you want. Like I said, I just wanted to go fast enough that I can, like, again, scarf something down because I'm out of snacks over here. But the choice,
my gyro guy wasn't out there. I was so upset.
The choices that we
There's
have.
no other gyro guy. There's only one in the whole city. That's a shame.
No,
I know. I was literally saying, watch you pop up and be like at a gyro place, making us all hungry. Like that. I literally said that before we even started this live. I was like, watch that happen. All right. So here are our choices: Wolfman.
Okay.
Dracula.
Okay.
Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Okay.
The Mummy. Frankenstein's Monster. Invisible Man, and Phantom of the Opera. So you will pick one for yourself, and then
Phantom of the Opera. That one seems slightly out of left field. No?
He's actually a part of Original Monsters, though. Like a lot of that, if you look that up, he counts as a part of that.
But he can sing. I don't know any of the other ones can sing, though. Am I right?
Look at this. I don't know. I feel like, they probably could, just maybe not well. Like Frankenstein's Monster, it may be a little mumbly, but, he'd get it out there. He has a sweet side. It's fine.
DPJ took my answer.
And Crazy Scottish knows what's up, by the way.
Oh, man. So we got to pick just out of us? I want to do it everybody.
Because I'm hungry.
But I got some good answers. Oh, it makes it harder if you have picked just out of us. Okay, all right. Okay, that one. That's kind of hard. I heard a cat.
Right? I'm just like, oh, dang, what pressure. What can you? She's like also working around this little weird spot I have over here. She's like, oh, you moved your foot. I should come over.
Come hang out.
Our chat, are y'all giving us ideas? I see a new one.
That's why I say he took my answer, because I would have definitely put Jeremy for that one. The Invisible.
Yeah.
I think that would have been a clean sweep right there. Is he still in Alaska now? I know he was going out.
I think so.
They just left.
Did they leave?
Okay.
Yeah, yesterday. No, they just left to go.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe they were right around.
He was still there. It was his last week of all of them without food. That's real.
I don't know. 2 of these are kind of hard.
Done. I know. I'll figure out.
I've never seen Phantom of the Opera.
You've never seen it? You live in New York City, and you never saw probably one of the greatest plays ever.
There's a lot of plays here I haven't seen. Are you
it's
kidding?
The greatest play ever.
You think I just go to Broadway plays all?
Well, no, but I mean, you think the best one, you could sort of fit that one in.
I saw the best one.
What was that? Cats?
Okay, I got us 3.
I guess I got some. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to BS my way through this list.
I mean, don't we always get real? Come on.
I went to see Chicago when that was here. When Huey Lewis? Yeah, Huey Lewis.
I thought you were about to say Pee Wee Herman. I was like, wow, that's weird. Like, is he even allowed to be there? Like, what's happening?
Oh, man.
All right.
What do you want?
That was pretty good.
Oh my god! What?
Wow.
You're famous.
Anybody see the Super Mario Brothers trailer? By the way,
huh? What?
The Super Mario Brothers trailer. It dropped today.
I haven't seen it yet. I want to watch it. I saw somebody talking about it.
Who is Super Mario? Who are the main characters?
Sweet Jesus, Barbarian.
Mario is being played by Chris Pratt.
What?
He's
really?
Doing the voice. The voice though. It's kind of
it's animated. Yeah. Oh, I thought it was live action.
No, it's not live action. It's kind of like a 3D animation, whatever. Yeah. And the guy who plays Bowser is actually at New York Comic Con. I saw a video in there. Cool. I was like, damn it, I would like to go meet.
Oh my god, just stop talking about it. I'm so jealous. I could just start foaming.
You live there and you didn't go. It's so wrong. You know
I know it is. I'm probably gonna go tomorrow to hang out outside because you can have just as much fun outside as inside. People just
just kidnap me next year for New York Comic Con. Okay, just make sure I have snacks and just let me go free. Okay, into the wild. That's
not kidnapping. If you are let go free, that's the opposite of kidnapping.
I'll be like, oh no, I have to leave all my responsibilities. Oh.
Kidnap to take you there, then just let you go.
It's called a travel agent. It's actually called travel agency.
It's like fishing, catch and release.
Yeah, okay.
But you need to be moved there, and then
oh my god, I just need a snack company to sponsor me.
There you go.
That's no one would. I'm not that cool, but that would be epic. Okay, so Barbarian. Why don't you start? And I don't care who you start with, but just somebody and who you click them in with. Which monster fit?
Okay, I'll start with Lass. And I had Lass as Dracula. Yeah, she would be drinking. She would drink your blood and probably gnaw on your neck. And, it's lunchtime. You know what I mean? So I assume she likes rare foods. So I thought that would be probably something. Rare foods.
I mean, meat is on my diet. That's fine.
And she's a redhead, so she's very fair skinned. Can't go out in the sun. I assume all those things are real.
Soulless,
Soulless. That's right. Exactly. Don't forget soulless.
It's so fitting.
It really is. It really is.
I think that's very.
And you got red on your face, so from blood. You already got blood
from my fake blood yesterday for this thumbnail.
Well, you keep saying it's fake over and over again. I don't think there's any.
I just want to make sure everyone knows it's fake.
Right.
Yeah,
that's right.
No real victims will ever come forward. Anyway, L.
All right. Well, I'm going to start in the order you gave them to us. Number one, Wolfman. And that's BBC. Come on, just look at him. Look at it.
It's the hair, right?
It's the hair. That's a Wolfman face right there.
The Wolfman's has brown hair. I have black hair.
And you actually look like, I don't know if you know.
There's different colored werewolves, though. Just saying. They have gray ones.
I look like the Teen Wolf dad. I was told I look like the Teen Wolf dad. Which is not flattering. That's not flattering at all. Thank you.
Do you remember Wolfman Puck? He was a radio DJ back in the day.
Wolfman
kind of resemble him too. Yeah.
I think you're thinking Wolfgang Puck, and I believe he's a restaurateur. He has nothing to do with what you're talking about.
No.
Oh my god, that's great.
I gotta find a picture of him now.
Look it up. Find him.
Wolfman Jack.
Right. You had a kind of a blended memory there. That was,
that's fine. Just
talking about food
together.
And Lass is going to run away here. So
I know, right? Keep talking about food.
Okay, I just at the top of my list, working down. I picked Dracula for myself. I love a good snack. I definitely don't get along with the sun very well, and
that's a good way to put it. Don't get along with the sun.
Yeah, we don't have a good relationship.
Right.
It
burns your soul out.
Okay. It does. I don't have one, already, so it's fitting.
It burns.
Just nibble a little bit. It's fine. I feel like I fit that vibe. I'm down with it.
There you go.
All right, Barbarian. Next.
My turn. All right. So next I had JKL and I had Phantom of the Opera. Hey, he hasn't seen it because he's in it. Okay. Aside from half of that paper plate that he would have attached to his face, that's pretty much it. He's hiding in New York inside some apartment building. He never goes outside. I've never seen him outside.
Except for gyros.
Except for gyros, right? Except for gyros. And he does it to lure women in. Okay, so just like the Phantom does.
No, I don't do anything.
He uses gyros to lure women in.
He's like, I'm not luring anybody. He's like, the gyros are for me. Okay.
That's right. You better BYOG.
Aside from the singing voice, which I'm sure he doesn't have a very good singing voice. I don't think he has a good singing voice.
No, I don't have a good singing voice.
Yeah. I just thought that was You should see it. You would see the resemblance.
Really? Okay.
All right, Elle, what'd you get?
Dracula. I put last. That's a clean sweep. We all put last for Dracula.
That's right.
All for the same reasons.
Because I suck, guys.
No, the sun, the whole sun thing. It's like, nope, can't be out in that sun.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta,
Yeah, that's
right now. Look how dark your room looks compared to ours. We're all bright and shiny, and you're I'm in my little crypt.
They're really demons in the background.
Demon Jew.
Demon Jew. Someone draw that. K-pop, draw that.
Draw that. Oh.
All right. So the next one I have is you, Elle, and I actually put you as the Invisible Man. Partly because I feel like, I don't know, I always just think about you working in bathhouses and things, and he was kind of a not. Well, to me, it's like
I bet he wish he was
like
invisible.
a fancy robe, and he'd have like the shades and things, and I'm like, well, what I mean is like he had a little bit of a, which probably doesn't translate to bathhouse, but he had a suave side, where he cared about how he looked, you know what I mean? And not that I think you're like, oh, I care how I look, but I think you know how to present well, and I think the Invisible Man did too, if that makes sense. Because like I said, he's got his like snazzy little robe, like, he was kind of cool.
I don't think that's what a bathhouse is at all. Actually, I think you're way off on this one.
But I don't know. I connect that with fancy robes, in my brain. So,
JKL, do you wish you hadn't told anyone that story? You probably should have kept that bad boy yourself.
I don't. At this point, I don't hide it because it doesn't bother me at all. But I just didn't know where the connection was, and now she's trying to make the connection. I'm like, I still don't see what the connection is. Just the robes.
It just
doesn't bother you at all. We'll keep after it. It'll bother you eventually. We'll make sure that.
Any excuse to bring it up, rational or not, seems logical. Yeah,
I just work.
You win the award for worst job of the group, though. Okay, I'll give you that.
I used to get great
or the best.
Way too much information. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
No, I just felt like it should be mentioned again, but I could just see you looking smooth, in the fancy robe with your wraps to not be invisible in your shades, and just be like, what's up? Looking cool. I can see it.
I'll take it.
Getting attacked by Pikachu over here.
I'll take it. At least it's a suave.
Suave. Suave vibes.
Did you feel suave when you had that job, JKL?
Yes. I used to get hit on a lot.
You felt real pretty.
It made me feel real good. I'm like, well, you know what? If my marriage doesn't work out, I've got options.
See? There you go. There you go.
They're not good options, but they're options.
There's still options.
Still options.
He didn't say they were good.
It's like if you're gonna eat, sirloin steak or ground chuck, there's options.
I'm not really sure where you're headed. You're headed down a real dark
path. Depends on how hungry you are, right? Depends on how hungry you are.
Exactly.
That's the logic.
I appreciate you not using like hot dogs as one of the foods that you're using as because that would have really grossed
steak or hot dogs.
That would have been
It's
epic.
either steak or salami. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let's run it back. Run it back, guys.
Nah.
Like,
you either got steak or salami. Oh, what's up, Anthony? Oh, gosh.
All right, Barbarian for the last one.
The last one. The last one is myself, and I also said Wolfman. Also, I'm very hairy, and I don't need to wait till the full moon. I'm hairy all the time. So,
see, I picked you for Wolfman. There you go.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so yeah, I have to wax. I have to do some waxing. So, right now I'm full Wolfman.
No, you got to wait because remember that'll be for a charity drive at some point.
I'm not sure what charity is we're talking about here. I'm not sure that any charity wants to get involved.
It's for Elle's only fan, okay?
Yeah, remember the OnlyFans we were supposed to do?
Hello.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Only important causes.
Right.
Oh, God.
Okay.
All right, Elle. What's your last one?
I picked myself, obviously, and it was The Mummy. And mainly because I'm one of those crazy people that will have like your AC on in the winter and then wrapped up in a blanket to go to sleep. Like, yeah, I like it cold when I sleep, and I like being wrapped up in blankets. So that's
so you said you like it cold, and then you wrap up in a blanket. Then you don't like it cold. You like it
no,
warm.
because
he likes to be wrapped in things.
Yeah.
Interpret that how you will.
The room is cold, and then you wrap up in the blanket and get snug, and it's comfortable. I just don't like sweating. That's what it is.
But when you bundle up, don't you sweat? You know what I'm saying? Like,
because the room is cold.
How are y'all ignoring this beautiful?
I saw it.
Come on now. Focus on the important things happening.
He didn't say what he'll donate though, so
And you didn't say where I'd get waxed. I didn't specifically.
Well, see, what you need to do, Barbarian, is get you a price list of donations per waxed area.
Yes,
well, I was just thinking about a price list on the area, like a little ticket.
Like,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
would be
do it.
placed in different places.
I probably won't watch that live, but
$1 for
you'll raise some money for sure.
Would you be interested in watching the bandaging afterwards? Because I'm sure there'd be a lot of blood that would.
Probably not. Probably not.
That's good.
But I'll support you not from the chat, somewhere else. All right, my last one is Barbarian. And I'm not going to lie, like I was torn really on both of you, really. Like I almost said The Mummy for you, Elle, in all honesty. So I think it's funny you ended up going with that one. And then I almost said The Wolfman for Barbarian, but it just felt too obvious. I was like, Harry, why not? But I'm like, I can't do that. So I ended up going with the Phantom of the Opera. And the reason is he's a showman, He likes a little attention. He's a little got his pizzazz. He's got to have a little bit of a performance. He can't just be a normal guy just hanging out. He's got to have flair, and I'm like,
I do have a cape. I should have worn my cape today.
Like to an extreme extent, So I feel like he just fits as the showman of the monsters. So that was my thought.
Gotcha. Good call. That's a good call. I like it. I can't sing that well, but I like it.
That's all right. You'll make up for it with other things.
I do love Phantom of the Opera. It is a great thing for sure.
Yeah, I've never seen it. I mean, didn't they do a movie though?
Yeah, they did. They did.
See, I catch the movie.
Yeah, catch the movie. Or at least the music. The music is really good. Go on YouTube and just type in music from Phantom of the Opera. That's what I like most.
Just have it in the background while you're doing normal things.
Yeah, I'll try.
All right, y'all. Well, guys, thanks for coming to hang out with me. I really do appreciate it. Very fun. I like knowing what other people are into as far as like some of these movies and things, and also what scares you, so I can use that against you in the future. I meant just so I'm aware.
I'm scared by everything. So you know what I mean? Easy. My own shadow occasionally.
Bathhouses. I get it.
I'm not scared of bathhouses. I worked in
one. No, it's fine. You're like,
I'm scared of bathhouses. It sounds frightening. I don't.
See?
It was dark a lot.
If there's a towel, you got to bend over to pick up the towel. You know what I mean? That's a problem.
No, see, you don't bend over. You bend at the knees. You just go down. You don't
crouch.
I mean, that could be problematic as well. You got to be careful there.
I in those shorty robes, no, I can't.
Well, I didn't wear the robes. I wore my regular clothes. I didn't.
Huh?
Yeah, you missed an opportunity.
Oh, you didn't have to wear one of the robes?
No, I wore my regular clothes.
You said you wanted a tip. Don't you? If you wear a tip, you wanted a tip, you wear a robe. No?
There was this one room.
That would give you an extra tip that he may or may not have wanted in that moment.
Yeah, right.
Chat.
Just a tip.
The chat.
What's up? Hanging out with us, and of course we will be back on another channel next week, so please keep up, pay attention. We usually announce it on Instagram in advance, so keep up with us on there as well. But anyway, much love, and y'all have a good rest of your week.
Spread love is the Brooklyn way.
As we slowly end the broadcast.